We're back.
Mate, I've got to say, I'm having a fat day. Fuck this.
No.
Oh, mate, I'm having a fat day.
There's no such
I'm
thing.
going to have a fat and unhealthy day. I'm going to buy a bottle of Pepsi as well.
You know what I really like? How you didn't call it a cheat day, because they don't exist.
It's not a cheat day. It's a
Yeah.
fat day.
A fat day.
I might
day
even
for
watch
fat
a
folk.
really crap movie.
Oh, like what?
Big Trouble in Little China.
It's not crap. It's not the best movie ever written and recorded and made.
As we just do with just bits of oatcake falling out of his mouth.
I mean, it is a Stoke-on-Trent and Staffordshire delicacy.
Well, that's why I've got them.
Yeah.
That's why I've got
and
them.
I appreciate that.
Up the Trent podcast with oatcakes. Sunday morning, best way to start off your day. Mm-hmm. With oatcakes, apparently. I don't know how there's not many fat people in Stoke. Or there wasn't many fat people in Stoke.
There's lots of fat people in Stoke.
Now there is. I'm suggesting years ago when everyone used to apparently walk to work and grab hold of 12 oatcakes.
The start of this show was just me chewing. So.
No. It's you chewing and me chewing and talking about the fact that I'm eating oatcakes.
I hope nobody's got that, that fear of
What?
listening to people eat.
I know for a fact Jodie has, and it drives her bonkers.
I've got no issues with people eating normally. It's the people who don't know how to fucking close their mouths
I've got a massive issue with that.
when they chew. And it's like, you just stop that. Just stop that. Just close your mouth. Why are you making so much noise? There's no need to make that much noise. I think doing it on a microphone on a podcast, this is like ASMR though, isn't it? People subscribe to this shit.
They do.
Listening to people chew pickles.
It's like having a picture of someone's little feet. But audio way.
What are your links? Sorry, for the feet. I'm asking for a friend.
Oh, www.oldcrustylinks.com.
Oldcrustylinks.com. Oh, the crusty toes.
Crusty toes. From the crusty toes, from the crusty top to the tippy toes.
Well,
I'll have to walk into this in a second.
yeah,
I know
It's
you're
fine.
recording.
it's fine.
It
People
kind of works when we get there.
people get it. It's cool. Don't worry. We're all good.
It freaks me out though, Dave.
I'm really sleepy.
Oh yeah.
Really sleepy, yeah. I've had a busy week. And there's been a couple of nights where I haven't slept too well. And we made the fatal mistake of starting a series on Netflix last night. And then obviously having to finish the series. And then the Formula One was on this morning because it's in China. And so yeah, I got up early to watch that as well. So I'm very sleepy today. So I do appreciate the food and the coffee that you've brought.
Question.
Tell me what you think about it.
No. What was the series that you watched?
Adolescence on Netflix, getting a lot of hype on Tinterwebs at the moment. But yeah, it's been out for about a week now, I think, and we just hadn't got around to watching it. So yeah, we watched it. We watched a couple of Stephen Graham things this week. We watched The Walk-In, which was the one about far right neo-Nazi groups in the UK. I don't know if you see, it was on ITV a couple of years ago. But it's where he used to be. Stephen Graham plays this character where he used to be a member of the National Front.
Yeah.
And then he got out of it. But he's gone from like extreme right to extreme left. He hasn't just kind of got out of it and just gone to live a normal life. He now writes for an online magazine called Hope Not Hate, and it's like extreme left but it's based on when it says like based on a true story, it's based on true events. So the events that happen in the series may not have happened together in real life, but like that little event that's just happened did happen, but not in correlation with the event that's happened over here that they've linked together. So it's a lot of things that did happen. It's all around the EU referendum and the murder of Joe Cox MP. And so, yeah, they've taken like bits of things that actually happened in real life and pushed it all together and made this drama out of it. It was very good. I enjoyed it.
I was trying to explain what based on true events meant the other night.
Go on.
Well, you could say Jurassic Park's based on true events.
Based on true events.
Yeah. We've tried do genetic in a laboratory. And once there was a Tyrannosaurus Rex roaming round. Based on true events.
Yeah.
But no, I enjoyed that.
There is the difference between, like, this is a true story and this is based
No,
on a
but
true
there's
story.
no. I don't think there's any film now that says this is a true story. It all says based on true events. No, I enjoyed adolescence, but I'm not sure of the hype. There was a conversation, where they're in the police station.
Yeah.
I think of some of the scenes, just being ultra critical, could have been less than 40 minutes having a conversation about the same thing. A lot of it seemed to be a lot of conversation, and for what that happened in it, and everything else, I think it was just a bit strung out.
I like the way that it was filmed. I enjoy shows like that by way of the one take filming process.
Yeah.
And I've noticed a lot of things, because Stephen Graham, I've said this a million times, I think in 20 years' time, Stephen Graham will be spoken in the same light as Gary Oldman, as Robert De Niro. I think he's such a good actor. I think he's brilliant. Everything that he does, he just gets right. I think he's so good. Anybody that can hold their own in a scene with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, it gets my vote straight away. And I think he's been brilliant in everything he's been in. But one thing I've noticed with stuff that he is involved in, because he was involved in the writing and in the production of it and everything, is, he has got that Shea Meadows influence from, he was in This Is England, where everything, like, the acting isn't like, it's almost like the acting isn't acting. It's not like you're watching a TV show. It's more like you're watching something through your front room window.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like kind of real. It feels a bit more real. And I think that's what I liked about Adolescence is it's got more of a kind of real feel to it. It's not cut together like a drama. It's not cut together like a series. And they did the one take shot again. Which, what was that chef thing he was in? Was it Boiling Point? Where he played a chef. I only watched it once, and I was like, I remember putting it up on Facebook saying I've got PTSD now, because like it was perfect. It's exactly how things happen in kitchens, but that was done in one take. So like the camera it's one camera, one shot, one take, the whole thing, and it was brilliant how they did it, and that's what they've done for this series. It's a one shot, one take per episode. And I think that allows you to capture a more realistic approach to acting and to what would actually happen in them situations. Because obviously, like, police raiding the house, and a normal drama, they raid the house, they make the arrest, and then it probably goes to a commercial break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Next thing you know, you're in the police station, and they're sat around the desk, and they're already doing the interview. But because this is one take, it's like you see everything that happens building up to it. And I just really like that way of filming and that way of going about things. I think it adds a bit more realism to it. And I think the casting was really, really good. And that young lad, he's got no experience. That's his first acting role.
It's fair. I think the acting was great. The writing was great. I mean, I don't know where they get these new and depressing ideas from for all these different. It's the same stuff for me. I spoke about it, I think, last week on the podcast, didn't I? Or the week before, depressing series on Netflix or any other streaming service.
Yeah.
The moment I walked in, Jodie said, "Do you want to watch this?" I said, "Who's getting murdered and what's coming of them?" And that's basically everything on television at this moment in time. Sarah Lancaster, Stephen Graham, Susan Sarandon. You have got the depressing area sorted. Here's a challenge for you all. Make something cheerful.
one of the things that I thought about that series, I did a little bit of reading on it after, and the reason that the concept came about was it's male violence against women, and like
What a shock.
a couple of there was like stabbings in London recently, weren't there, and where some teenage girls have been murdered, and it was like we need to highlight this. We need to highlight that these things happen. And like fucking Parliament have jumped on it now and suggested that it needs to be shown in schools and stuff like that. And as I'm watching it and going through the series, I get it. I understand that that's the idea behind it. That's why they've decided to do this. But we were quickly mentioned it before we hit record, and you brought up the thing that I was thinking of straight away, and that's the cyberbullying aspect of it, where, you know, and it's going to be riddled with spoilers, guys. So if you've not seen it, then feel free to listen to this episode
When you have.
after you've watched it. But there's a part of the show where it's revealed that you know, the character that got murdered has been using emojis in the comments under this lad's Instagram, and the police officer investigating, being older, doesn't understand the Gen, or what are they now, Gen Alpha, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, I don't know, lingo when it comes to emojis. And he gets a breakdown of it from his son, so he explains to him what these emojis actually mean. And she's basically calling the accused lad an incel. And
What's an incel?
Involuntary celibate. It's a Twitter thing. So it's men on social media, and it's basically men that are celibate but not through their own choice, and then they get very angry at women because of it online. And
Wow.
it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. Basement dwelling, neckbeards. It's just people who get very angry at women online.
You Jeffrey Dahmers.
I mean, you could get to that point. But yeah, so she's put these things there, and it's basically accusing him of being an incel and blah blah blah. So it's, for me, what came out of it was the aspect of cyberbullying, and this kid has been cyberbullied by this girl, and then by other people on social media and blah blah blah. And you know, he's got to the point where he's murdered her. And yeah, that's not like, I'm not saying that, you know, anybody who's cyberbullied online should go around and get a bit stabby. That's not like, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there's that other aspect to the story. It's the fuel to the fire. You know what I mean? And it's like they're concentrating on male violence against women, which is something that needs to be concentrated on, but also you've got that aspect of cyberbullying as well, whether it's women to men or men to women or blah blah blah. That's also,
The fuse has got to be lit.
it's also a key part of the story, and I don't think that should be glossed over or forgotten about. That also needs to be like in there as well, and to the point where, you know, the whole series is about, you can boil it down to like a father's grief. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, a father who doesn't think he's done enough and been there for his son.
Well, he hasn't, really.
Well, so it's no, I'm with you. I'm not disagreeing there. And you need to, like, it's keeping an eye on what your kids are doing. You know what I mean? Because, like they say, you know, once the bedroom door's shut and they're on the computer or the phone,
Right. I've got a different take to it all.
Go on.
Because you don't need to get... The issue I've got is people think you need to keep an eye on your kids. You don't need to keep an eye on your kids. You just need to take away the electronic devices and just go outside.
But that's a way of... Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I agree. But that is a way of keeping an eye on what they're doing on their electronic devices by taking them off them and saying, okay, break time. You know what I mean? Like,
we can't walk into it. I mean, It drives this. The entire subject drives me wild, and the fact that they do the TV show then to even push the agenda even further. The thing that annoys me about the whole thing, quite simply, is schools still find it okay right now to have phones in schools. Now, for 90% of your social media stuff, your Snapchats and everything else, what are you not supposed to be on it before the age of?
13.
And then we've got schools in the UK that actively don't mind kids taking the phones in. We've got to pick a lane to drive in. We can't. The issue we've got, and not to step too much into kind of the old style podcast away from where we are. I think the issue we've got is no one wants to make a decision or be in charge, but everyone wants to make a sentence.
Yeah, it's. I know the schools that my kids have been to, so the primary and the high school. At the primary school, what they used to do is the kids could take the phones in with them, but their teacher would stand at the door. Well, didn't let me finish.
Carry on, yeah.
The teacher would stand at the door at the start of the day with a box.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, put your phones in there.
What's the point in being allowed to take them in?
In case you need to get in touch with your parents when you finish school, so you can, if you need to phone home when you finish school to say, come meet me at wherever, blah, blah, blah. So they can't use the phones in school, but you can't stop a kid from having a phone. If the parents have bought the kid a phone to use, then that's fine. If you're not allowed to have them in school, you're not allowed to have them in school. That's a different matter. But if you give your child a phone, then a teacher can't stop that child from having that phone.
No, but what I'm saying is, it's been how long since mobile phones have been out now? It's been 20 plus years.
Yeah, I mean,
we're way into 2 decades now. Where are all the mobile phone charters? Child protection around mobile phone.
I'm trying to think.
These are all 1-2 dead easy as these are, and the only reason we've not done it is just cha-ching. Because it affects the sales of mobile phones within the UK, so you don't get paid.
So what are you saying now?
I think children should be ultimately protected, and I really do. And I think that social media is really something that we do need to protect the kids from.
So but what's that got to do with schools?
Schools are a massive, massive issue along with social media. If schools are saying it's okay to take your phones in, you can't really moan if kids are getting bullied or cyber-bullied all day. But what you've got to start doing is we've got to start putting hard locks on kids. I agree with probably give the kids the phones after school when they finish in high school, but probably not take them off them at all. Just have one of them velvet bags for high school.
Okay. Right. Okay. Sorry, I'm just because I was on about the primary school and when the teacher takes the phones off the kids at the beginning of the day, and you were like, "What's the point?"
Yeah, why take them in school? And then you went because they need to get home from school, and you're like, "Yeah, fair enough."
Yeah. So that's the thing. So, if your parents have give you a phone, let's say you use it to phone a taxi or whatever, like.
I've no idea what I was talking about, to tell you the truth. This coffee kicked in, and I got a whole load of beans flushing through me, and I just went for it.
That was the one thing that the primary school did. Like, yeah, if you've got a phone, you've got a phone, but you can't use it in school. And the way we're going to stop you from doing that is you're going to put it in this box at the start of the day, and at the end of the day, you can come and get it out of the box. Now, obviously, that's a primary school. The smaller high schools, more kids, probably not ideal to do that. But the high school that Milletland goes to, you are not allowed your phone at all. If you're caught with it, then there's repercussions. Yeah. So you can take your phone in at your own risk. Like, if it's in your bag, it's in your bag. If it's in your bag, it's in your bag. As long as it stays in your bag and it's switched off and nobody sees it, fine. If you get it out, even on your lunch breaks, even when you're not in lessons, lunch breaks, anything, you're caught with it, repercussions. I don't know what the repercussions are, but
good.
But yeah, that's the way they deal with it. But it's kids and it's high school. It's not, if they've got access to it and they know where the blind spots are, they're going to use the phones.
Yeah, but you've got to look at if I don't know, matey.
And some kids don't care, so it's like.
And to be brutal, I think we've got quite a depressing society. I think the television that we watch on TV is quite depressing. If you go, name me 5 comedy programs that are currently in Netflix that are box sets.
Yeah, current
5 current
comedies,
box sets.
like new stuff.
Yeah, and you're not
I
allowed
can't.
to bring up a game show.
I can't.
Like, there isn't any, is there?
I can't. The
We're
only
wondering why the entire nation's walking around like a bunch of zombies. It's
I think I do shows like Adolescence. I find them quite thought provoking. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I'm also not inclined to. I'm not the type of person that's going to let that show ruin my day. You know what I mean? I was watching it last night, and that end scene, the end scene with Stephen Graham, where I thought it was quite powerful, and it's like, shit, man, I'm going to need a couple of hours to recover from this. Fuck me. But today's a new day. Like, and now I can reflect on it, and I can go, yeah, that was heavy, that show was, man. But, what about this bit? What about that bit? Think about this. The way the kid was acting with the psychiatrist, that was really good, blah, blah, blah. It's thought-provoking and whatnot. But, yeah, a lot of TV is just like that now. It seems to be what people enjoy
I
watching,
don't
but I
fancy
can't.
recovering from TV for half a day so I can digest it.
I can't think of any new comedies that I've watched that isn't a film or something like that, but
Yeah.
a TV series at all. And the comedies that,
The sitcoms.
the comedies that I do like are quite the grown up and dark. Anyway, like Inside Number 9 and Psychoville, things like that. I know Psychoville's quite old now, but so that's the kind of thing that I like watching anyway. But just like straight up sitcoms, like can't think of anything at all.
I can't watch Friends anymore.
No, I mean there's a few things over the last decade or so with Greg Davies that have been quite funny, but in the last, let's say, 5 years, I'm struggling.
Yeah, depression
I'm
sells in this
really
country.
Struggling. Do you know what? Let's come away from adolescence and depressing stuff. What I did finish watching this week, and if you haven't watched it yet, you really should. Severance on Apple TV. That's fucking
I
brilliant.
thought you were on about the film Severance with Danny Dyer as well then.
No, Severance on Apple TV. It is
Good.
absolutely brilliant. 2 seasons now. Season 2 finished on Friday. This is the other thing I love about Apple as well. It's taking it back to 4 channels. You know what I mean? It's taking it back to it's back on! And everybody's running in from the bathroom or having the kettle on or whatnot during a commercial break because they do an episode a week. And it's like they don't just drop it all and you binge watch it and it's done. They do an episode a week. And I didn't know how I would feel about that because I've become too accustomed to just binge watching stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch it week to week. One episode, I'm going to watch it week to week. And after a couple of weeks, I'd readjusted and it gave me something to look forward to at the end of the week. It was like, oh my God, the new episode of Severance drops on Friday. Sometimes I wouldn't watch it until Sunday, but it's like, drops on Friday. Oh, this is going to be ace. I'm going to watch this.
I'm like that with Daredevil at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't started it yet. But
Aren't you?
no. I think what I might do is go back and watch the original 2-3 seasons.
I haven't watched any of the original.
Have you
No
not?
need.
I didn't watch. I watched the first season of Daredevil, and we watched Jessica Jones. So these were the Marvel shows that were on Netflix at the time. We did Daredevil first series, did Jessica Jones, and then didn't watch any of the other ones.
It stays on. It stays on the same path line to which the last Captain America movie's just come on.
Oh right, okay.
It's on that same thing, and
Yeah.
once you've seen that movie, it shows you the direction Marvel's going in,
Right, okay,
and it's not yellow and orange no more.
okay.
It's not your yellow and orange and hey guys, everything's awesome.
We're
Not that type of gig.
we're waiting for that to hit Disney. We haven't gone to the cinema for Captain America. We're going to do that on Disney instead.
Blame you, really. It wasn't needed.
Yeah, Severance. So yeah, weekly episodic TV where you wait till the day it comes out and you're like, "How are we going to watch this tonight?" And yeah, obviously, it's you can watch it whenever you want. You don't have to wait till 8 o'clock and there's no commercials, but you've still got to wait till the day it comes out. And it's been really good watching it. It's the series itself. The series 2 especially has just been phenomenal. It's so good. The writing on it is brilliant. Do you know the premise of it, of Severance?
No.
So basically, it's a company called Lumen, and they've developed this technology that allows you to sever yourself, basically, while you go to work. So the people who work on the severed floor, they go to work, so that they'll drive to work, they'll go into the building, they'll get ready, they'll go into a lift, and as they go down the lift, a chip activates in the brain, and they basically then kind of wake up, and it's like they've never left. As soon as that chip deactivates and they go back up the lift,
Is it like workday's finished?
yeah, the workday's finished, but all they'll know is they're going up the lift to finish work, and then straight away they'll be coming back down the lift to start work again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's because they've severed. So their consciousness just stops at that point, and they become the normal person who goes to work every day. So they call them the innies and the outies. So you don't know what you do for a living. You work at Lumen. You don't know what you do for a living. As soon as you go into that lift, you go down, the chip kicks in, you become your innie, and then the next thing you know, you're going back up the lift. You've done your day's work. You don't know what you've done. You don't know like how long you've been down there. Nothing. Like you finish work, you go back home. So you lose. It's like if you go to work 8 hours a day, you lose them 8 hours. You don't know what's happened. And next thing you know, it's 6 o'clock.
I prefer that.
And you're going back home. Yeah, that's the premise of it. You work on the severed floor. And one of the reasons that the main character, the reason that he chose that is he lost his wife. His wife was in an accident and she passed away, and he slipped into depression and he was drinking. So his reasoning was he wanted to give himself, not himself, his innie, the other part of the conscience, a break from all that. So for 8 hours a day, his body can be just a normal functioning human, and he wouldn't know anything of what's gone on outside. But he would still, obviously, but he just goes home, goes to bed, and then he gets up, goes to work, and bump, blacks out. So yeah, very clever. They don't know what they're doing in there. They've got a job. They all work on computers, and they know what they've got to do, but they don't know what it is, why it is, what it's for, nothing. Everything's kind of segregated off. There's loads of people on the severed floor, and they all do different jobs, but it's all kind of segregated off. And as the story goes on, they start meeting other people on the severed floor. They start challenging, and it's like, the innies start to feel like second-class citizens, like they've got no rights.
Yeah.
So whenever they try, if they want to leave, if they want to quit, they can fill out a request form to quit, and then their outie gets to read that, and then they get to go, no, I'm not quitting. And then that gets sent back down, and they have to tell the innie, yeah, your request was denied.
Wow.
Yeah, so, you know what I mean?
By yourself.
Yeah, by yourself. You become two separate people, two separate consciences. And then there's loads of other twists and turns and everything and blah, blah, blah. And it can be quite heavy in places, but it's very clever. And what I didn't know until Series 2, Ben Stiller wrote it.
Oh.
Yeah, comedy Ben Stiller. I didn't know he had that side to him. Fuck me.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend it to anybody.
Watch it.
Yeah. You'll probably find yourself, if you're anything like me, you'll watch the first episode and you'll be like, okay. And then you'll watch the next one out of curiosity and you'll be like, all right. And then that'll just kind of keep happening.
Before you know it, you've got Doritos down.
Covered in Doritos.
Yeah.
You've got a bit of stomach ache.
Yeah.
You've ordered a Chinese. You didn't know when that happened. You just got your phone out. Like.
Yeah. You're just on autopilot.
But for me, because I binged the first series and didn't watch it when it came out. It was one of my mates at work that recommended it. And the very last episode of Series 1, the very end of the last episode of Series 1, you just end up going, when's Series 2 coming out? That's how it got me. Like, and I've had to, because of the fucking writer's strike and everything, I had to wait until this year, Series 2. But yeah, well worth a watch. Definitely recommend it to everyone.
Well, here's a funny sling up we can kick around the pod for a couple of minutes.
What can you do in Longton?
No. Think of a comedy, right? We've got Set It in Stoke-on-Trent.
Okay.
And it's got to be loosely a mob-based comedy.
Loosely a mob-based comedy.
Set in Stoke-on-Trent.
Stoke. Oh, okay. Have you got a concept for
Nope.
this? So we're going in dry. Yeah.
We're going in dry. There's no comedies left on television. It's left to us to sort out. Hit me.
A mob-based comedy.
I think that guy from the middle of the road in Hanley's got to be involved in this.
Oh,
you know, the guy who builds buildings?
Senki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to be involved in this conversation.
Okay.
He's straight on.
I just don't know how this would work. I think,
Luke, we can't write comedies no more with that
Not
accustomed
in Stoke. It's
with that
depressing.
accustomed to watching depressing stuff. I bet
mean-
you if I said let's do a really bad depressing comedy where a child goes and kills half of the area, I bet we could knock that up in 30 seconds.
the only thing I can think of off the
Like
top of
Tom
my head
Lamport.
would be like a bloke who's fallen out. He's an estate agent, right?
Works at Butters, John B.
Yeah, he's an estate agent. His missus left him. He's fallen on hard times. He's fell out with his mum.
She's left him
And-
for a lithography.
Yeah, something like that. And he ends up homeless.
Yeah.
So he ends up homeless. He's still got his suit on. He's still got a job, but he's got nowhere to live. And he ends up making his way to the homeless village where all the tents are at the bottom of Cobridge.
Yeah.
And he pitches up tent there, and it's just him every day dealing with the dust heads, and then going to work. And it's his depressing life, but the dust heads are the funny bits of it because they're all like
Oh, you're saying like a dark comedy.
a dark comedy. Yeah.
We can't even get out of the
Yeah,
dark comedy.
a dark comedy. So it's he's one of them ones where the main character's always like, oh, for fuck's sake. He's one of them characters. But the comedy comes from the dust heads.
There you go.
And the fact that he's got to live with them. So it's just them kind of taking the piss out of him. But they're just having a whale of a time. And they're dead happy and they're dead welcoming, but they're always going to take the piss out of him because like he refuses to take his suit off or something like that.
Yeah, he refuses to take drugs. He's consistently trying to get his life
He's
back.
trying
on
to get
track.
his life back, but he just can't. He just keeps falling over at the last hurdle, and then he ends up back at homeless camp. There you go.
There you go. ITV X, we're here.
It's
BBC iPlayer, we're
It's a
here.
BBC Three one, I think. That I think it's gonna
I'm
be
not
BBC
surprised
3.
Stephen Graham can put together a script if it's that bloody easy. We've
Yeah.
just done it, bosh.
We need a cast now.
We need a. I've told you the cast, Shanky.
No. We need actors to play the people.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, we need.
That's not hard, really, is it? Can Bruno Brooks act? What about Anthea Turner? Can she act? Bruno Brooks and Anthea Turner play the mum and dad of something?
No.
No.
Can
we not crowbar Phil Taylor in here?
Maybe. We need.
We do need Stokey royalty if we're doing a Stoke century.
Not necessarily.
Of course you do.
No.
Like cameos.
Well, yeah, okay, for cameo reasons, like extras, like
yeah,
like Ricky Gervais extras.
like Ed Sheeran, how he was a cameo and he was a crackhead in that cameo.
I'm thinking more like Ricky Gervais extras, where the extras. You've seen extras, haven't you? So you know how it works. So you'll have like Phil Taylor appearing in a scene, but he plays Phil Taylor.
Okay, yeah.
He plays Phil Taylor, so he's like maybe he's buying a house from the estate agents.
He's walking
or
past.
something.
He's walking past the village of the homeless, giving out stuff, and he's there in his suit.
Yeah.
So Phil Taylor's.
They're having he's like, what's going on here, mate?
Yeah,
something like that. Or who else can we have from around here? Yeah, Anthea Turner, that'd work. She's opening a fucking community centre in Norton. Like,
There you go.
yeah, that'd work. That'd definitely work.
Robbie Williams opening up a bar at Vale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think we could get Robbie. We could try.
I don't know. He kind of he's been to every other fucking podcast in the
But I
show.
don't think I don't think
He has as well. If you're listening, how come you've been on every other podcast on this planet? Pops up everywhere.
I think they're probably more popular than us.
On that note, we had a very, very good weekend last weekend, Dave.
Okay. Yes, we did.
We had a very good
going for it,
weekend.
you're going into this,
I've been quiet long enough to tell you the truth, Dave.
I'm still trying to find the name of the actor that I want for the main character.
Who
I know who he is. I just can't think of his name, so I'm working on it. You go.
You work on that. I'll work on what happened last Sunday. So last Sunday, as I suppose everybody's fully aware, Liverpool played Newcastle United in the English League Cup final, and Newcastle won 2-1. There was crying in the pubs, there was celebrating in the streets, and there was storming out of Liverpool fans. A goal from Dan Burn and Alexander Isaac. And then a really last-ditch attempt from Liverpool from Chiesa to try and get the draw. Absolutely amazing day. I won just under 600 quid.
Yes, you sent that picture to me. Although I think I was looking at it and I got a little bit confused. I think you cut the stake off on the picture or something, or the wing. I can't remember. Or I just didn't read it properly. One of the two.
So, I had two bets on last week. I had a stake of £10 on Newcastle to win, which was a returning of £37.50, and I had Dan Burn to score the first goal, which was at 40-1, 50-1, and I put a tenner on.
Oh, okay.
So just short of 600 quid, more to the point. So yeah, absolutely amazing day. Next week is the trophy parade. I have put in my ticket request, and I am hoping I'll get allocation.
Okay.
Yeah, because they don't do tours through the middle of the city no more. They do organised fun where they can sell tickets.
I've got the actor's name.
Oh right, okay, are we there now?
Perry Fitzpatrick.
Who's Perry Fitzpatrick, Dave?
He played Flip in This Is England. He'd be perfect for that role. Trust me.
What, the guy who's in the suit?
Yeah, the guy who's in the suit.
Looking fed up.
Yeah, Perry Fitzpatrick.
And if it's being done in Stoke, we have to remember to give him a weird Yorkshire accent.
Yes, yeah, you can't have
We can't have a
Potter's
Stoke
dialect.
accent. We
Don't
have to
exist.
have a weird Yorkshire accent.
I watched the match, and
Did you?
and I don't generally watch football matches, as you're aware. I had it on. I had it on in the kitchen. Remember me saying I had the kitchen to clean, so I put it on my tablet.
Yeah.
One thing I realised is the Sky Sports app for football is fucking terrible.
Yeah, it is.
It's terrible. All I wanted to do was for the screen to go full screen so I could watch the football.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we want you to look at all these stats at the same time.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't want to look at the stats, just want to watch the match.
Prime app for football when Prime has football on when Prime has football on.
Were you going to say when Prime has football on football?
Yeah.
Yeah. We understand. It's
We
fine.
understand. Sorry, coffee's really kicking in now. When Prime has football on, their app is so much better than everybody else's. The app is so far more advanced. Why Sky can't get their app up to
weird,
that
man.
level is completely beyond me.
The other annoying thing as well, because I'm with Virgin Media, is I can no longer, I think you could do this back in the day, but I can no longer use Virgin Media's like TV Go, like the equivalent to Sky Go. I can't use that to watch Sky Sports. You have to log into Sky Sports using your Virgin Media login and use the Sky Sports app, because I'd have just opened Virgin TV Go.
Yeah.
But as I'm watching it, like, I just heard one of the commentators go, and we'd like to welcome our viewers joining us on ITV. And I'm like, oh, it's on ITV.
On ITV.
So, close down as quick as I could, open up ITVX, bring up, there we go, play.
Which
Jobs
is
are winning.
also better than Sky.
Yeah. But, I mean, it was the Sky feed, it was the Sky
It's
commentary.
a Sky
yeah,
feed, but the app's still better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had it on that, and I went from like cleaning up while I had one eye on it to I didn't even when something has just got your attention.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I could have just gone into the living room and put it on the tally.
Yeah.
But what I did is I just stood in the kitchen watching it on my tablet.
Tea towel in hand.
Tea towel in one hand,
yeah.
plate in the other.
Every now and again, going like this with the
quick
tea towel.
wipe.
Come on!
But I was just like, when that first goal went in,
Mate.
I was like, oh, but it's happening.
Do you know?
It's happening, isn't
I
it?
literally, about 3 minutes before that goal went in, I just placed the bet on him to score that goal.
Yeah.
So I was sitting, Mitchell's next to me. Mm-hmm. I've gone, bloody hell, Dan Burns winning every header on the corner. So I went, I'm putting a bet on him scoring. And as I went like that, it went corner to Newcastle. And I looked up, and Mitch just looked at me and went, fuck off. And the ball came in, and Dan Burns scored. And I just grabbed his arm and was going,
He got an England call-up as well this week, didn't he?
Yeah, he's had a great week. He might as well just retire.
I have got a story about somebody who's had a great week this week.
Okay, well, before you go into that...
It's related, don't worry.
Yeah, no. Before you go into that, I spent the last 10 minutes of the Newcastle match with a napkin on the front of my forehead. Right, so I'm in this position, which is kind of, if you're looking out on far and you're putting your hand above your eyebrows... but with a napkin here, and my finger under the napkin, lifting it up, and then moving my finger so the napkin fell down and I couldn't see. That was my last 10 minutes, and then when the final whistle went, I just collapsed on the table.
Wow.
And just went in all emotion. And all week, I've had the Star Wars thing about me. All week I've had Star Wars in me. You know, at that last Star Wars scene, I don't know, it's New Hope or whichever one it is, and he's got Obi-Wan, he's got all the Jedis in the sky.
Yeah.
I've had this all week. I've had me dad, me granddad, and everybody else all in the sky.
All the Geordies that passed before you.
Yeah. All wearing Newcastle tops going, we got there.
We got there.
And it's just, like, right now, I could just cry.
Yeah.
I'm still not mentally over Newcastle winning the cup. 7 days on.
I think that's the thing with a team like Newcastle as well. It is very, like, it's so community oriented, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? It's a passion project. It's like, you know, it's like, it's not easy being a Newcastle fan.
No,
like, you do it because you love it. Like, it's what what's the Tony Ballew? It's what he says about being an Evertonian. You know what I mean? It's character building. It's not easy.
What is a club in any case? Not the buildings or the directors or the people who are paid to represent it. It's not the television contracts, get-out clauses, marketing departments, or executive boxes. It's the noise, the passion, the feeling of belonging, and the pride in your city. The great Bobby Robson said that while managing Newcastle.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
In I had him in the clouds as well. Bobby I had no idea why this was the order of the people in the clouds. Bobby Robson, me dad and me granddad.
Do you know?
I was like, oh, all right, I'm a fan.
I mean, for me as well, like, you know, I'm not a Newcastle fan. I'm not a big football fan. But at the end, when that full-time whistle went, I felt so happy for everybody that's been waiting for this. Like, and I could picture you in the pub as well. Like, and I'm like, I'm so chuffed for Cleon. I'm so chuffed for Cleon right now. He's got to experience that. He's been able to experience this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And touch wood, you'll be able to experience it again. But
I don't care if I do now.
Yeah, but it's like you may never get to experience that again. But you got to experience it.
I called my son and daughter in,
and it's like, I mean, what's next? What's the next thing that's as good as that?
The next thing is FA
England?
Cup. It's FA
I mean,
Cup
like,
League.
Something. Would it be Newcastle?
No. What would match that feeling is England World Cup.
England World Cup.
England World Cup would match that feeling.
Yeah.
Or England...
Euros?
I don't think it'd match that feeling because it's the first cup in 70 years and it's something I've never seen and it took me till 45 to get to see
That's what I was thinking. Like, would it be...
It would be World Cup. Yeah.
Would England World Cup, like... Or would it be Newcastle? Would it be Newcastle League? Would it be Newcastle FA Cup? Would it be Newcastle Champions League?
No, because
you know
your
what I
high,
mean? Is it
your
like-
high now is always your high
Yeah.
will always match the first time you've
Yeah.
done it. It's like, I suppose the first time you ever experience something
Mm-hmm.
is you can tell we're more PC friendly, can't you now? The first time you experience something, I don't think you ever get above that high.
Yes.
Because once you've done it, you want to keep hitting that high.
Yeah.
The only high that'll beat that feeling is England winning the World Cup.
Yeah.
And when that happens, this country will be carnage.
Oh, yeah.
You might as well just say, look, everywhere's shut for a week.
Yeah, we're all getting arrested.
Everywhere's shut for a week. Pubs, you're open for the foreseeable future. That's the only high that'll match that.
Yeah, that'll be insane, that will.
Because when they win something else, it'll still be the same feeling
Yes.
as Newcastle winning. There won't be a greater feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if England won the World Cup, that'd be, we've seen something now that, and England will win the next European Cup. They will either win 100% the next European Cup or the next World Cup.
Okay.
Just because that's how football works in its weird cycles.
Next year in it World Cup. Next year, yeah.
Football works in weird cycles. I bet on purpose for a guy who grew up in Newcastle,
Yeah.
started his career in Newcastle, left, went and played for a whole bunch of clubs, then has come back for Newcastle and is playing in the first Newcastle final. That's one of the reasons I bet on him.
Yeah.
We will win a European Cup or a World Cup because we're being managed by a German.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just because that's how kind of our personality works in England. When we don't want something to happen like that, it'll get delivered.
It'll get delivered.
Tuchel will probably never be defeated as an England manager ever. Just because he's German.
Just because he's German.
No other reason.
Ruthlessly efficient.
Ruthlessly, no. He'll be kind of going, we are playing crap. And we are still winning 4-0. I do not understand. And do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
It's just because of how much the English are not fans of the Germans just due to World War One, World War Two, which was ages ago now.
Yeah, it's
guys.
a long time ago.
Get
Get
over
over
it now.
it.
We've got 2 or 3 veterans left, and they're really hanging on. Like really hanging on. Come on, we won a war once. There's got to be bigger things to achieve now. Sorry, we won a war twice.
Isn't it 80 years this year?
It's got to be some
No, last year.
80 years last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Let's
time.
move on now. Let's move on. Let's go invade somewhere else. Let's get some new victories. Hey, let's get swanky. Let's get funky. Let's enjoy ourselves. So yeah, that's just how I think it'd happen. Just because of England's disdain of Germany. He's definitely going to win
definitely
something.
gonna win something for us.
Definitely.
And we're all going to have to
And
go,
he will be, and then
right.
what he'll do is he'll be smug as fuck, and he'll sing the national anthem like that. God save the gracious king. I'd still weird with that.
Yeah, well, 50, 60, 70 odd years or however long she was on the throne for, if God Save the Queen.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with Charlie.
Well,
I think we need to do
a little switcheroo.
yeah. Not to his son, to his son's wife.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not Meghan.
I'm going to
The
say,
other son.
like, to Megan.
She hasn't really done well, but we'll have a different conversation on a different podcast about that. That's kind of gone that by the way of the thing since his book.
Harry would be an ace king. He'd be like, hey.
Well, I was going to do that, but I thought, no, I will sit and have a spliff.
Yeah. Then I got high.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, it was an amazing day. It was a day that will never be replicated. I set out what I wanted to achieve. I had my son here. I had my daughter here. Granted, the wife was there, but my kids are first and foremost. I know it sounds silly, but I wanted to win something with my son.
Yeah.
And that's only because of previous with my father and me.
Yeah.
So nothing to do
No, I
with
get
anything
that.
else.
Yeah.
But I had him on my right, I had my daughter on the left, and I was with my whole family.
Cool. That's
So
ace.
They can
It's
say
fucking
they've
brilliant. It's
seen
wicked.
something with.
Let me tell you a little story about a young lad named Scott.
Go on then.
So, There's a young lad named Scott. My old bosses, plural, have a son, and his name is Scott. And he'll be, what month are we in? He'll be 19 now, which makes me feel old. And his dad is a massive Rangers fan.
Got you.
And his mum's a Geordie.
Oh.
So he flips between the teams.
Yeah.
So basically he has a day where Rangers beat Celtic away. All right, so he's chuffed there.
Yep.
Then he has
Nothing in it.
coffee on the floor. Then he has then he has a Sunday where Newcastle win the League Cup. So he's
Great day.
great day. He's 2 days, brilliant, right? Then he goes to Amsterdam, right, to watch Sam Fender play live. So he goes to Amsterdam. He's gone to this Sam Fender
With
gig.
Big Al.
Sam Fender, obviously massive Geordie. Like, he's in the crowd watching Sam Fender. He turns around and he looks up at the what's going on up there? There's Alan Shearer.
Yep.
So Alan Shearer's up there. So he sends it to his mum. Look who's come to the Sam Fender gig, right? He writes on a piece of A4 paper, Sam, let me play the border with you, and just holds it up for the concert. Sam Fender sees it, drags him up on stage. Rangers win. Newcastle win. He gets on stage with Sam Fender, plays a song with him, right? Then, after the gig, meets Alan Shearer.
Oh, fuck.
All in the space of 5 days. I feel like getting in touch with his mum and saying to her, tell him now that he's peaked. Life is not
done.
getting any better.
It's done. Go sit down
You've
somewhere
done.
now.
You've done. That's it.
You're done.
19. You've completed it.
Yeah. I do know Alan Shearer, after they won the league, basically said to his wife, his kids and everything else, bye.
It was that. Do you know what? It was that mental. Newcastle winning the League Cup. Ant and Dak were stood on the wrong side of each other.
It just went wrong, didn't it?
It was Dak and Ant for a few minutes.
I know.
I was like, what's going on here?
What's happening?
Which fucking Matrix are we living in?
What's up?
What the fuck?
Guys, I appreciate Newcastle are winning, but can
Seriously,
you swap back?
just swap round. Fuck, man. Oh.
No, it was. So Alan Shearer went on. I think Alan Shearer was on the Rest is Football podcast, and that was on the morning after the Amsterdam gig. And they said, "Where are you, Alan?" And he went, "I'm in Amsterdam."
I'm in Amsterdam.
And they went, "Oh, really good gig, really good day then out on Sunday." He says, "Yeah, I went from the cup final to the airport to Amsterdam because Sam Fender couldn't turn up for the final because he was, what's the name? They had a conference, they had a call in with Sam Fender afterwards." He said, "We thought we were going to meet somebody giving us some great insights." He says he answered the phone, he was just crying. I can see Cleon's dad and everyone in the clouds. as everyone else was saying the same thing. So, yeah.
Do you know what, man? Sam Fender, when it comes to modern musicians, he's fucking brilliant.
He is, mate.
He's so good. That first album, I was a bit on the fence with it. Like, my mate Chris recommended it. He was like, "You'll enjoy this, Dave.
17
it's really good."
Gain Under?
No, the one before,
sorry.
Hypersonic Missiles. So I blind bought it. I didn't even Spotify it first. I went into town, bought the record, came home, and listened. And I'm like, yeah, it's all right. And then when he released 17 Going Under, I was just like, wow. This is some writing. This is, and the Ever Difficult third album. The Ever Difficult third album. When I first listened to it, I was like, this is different. This isn't any better or any worse than 17 Going Under. This is different. And then I listened to it again, and I went, oh, fuck, this is really good. This is some good songwriting. And then I listened to it again, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, this is better than 17 Going Under. This is a really good album. He's nailed it. He's so good. And impossible to get fucking tickets for as well these days.
Yep.
So, yeah, kind of wish I'd have known about him a little bit sooner. But such a good songwriter.
You should sing in the big market.
In the big market.
In the big market in Newcastle.
The big market.
Fucking big market, you dipstick.
It's massive.
Not the big market.
I know.
I've actually seen him live a few times on a Friday and Saturday nights, just with his guitar, and everyone saying he's going to be a massive star, and me going, really?
Really? Is he?
Is he really? It's too short. Oh my God, he's a massive star. You were right again, Cleon.
Very, very, very good. Indeed.
Very, very good. Very, 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 very
Wow.
good. And he comes from a beautiful place in the northeast, otherwise known as God's country.
Sunderland.
Yes. I won't even bite that. The one thing that has annoyed me about this trophy win, though, and it's the only thing that's teed me off, is they're not doing a bus parade
Aww.
through the city.
Aww.
Because everyone's gone, oh, you fucking mad. We haven't won this trophy in 70 years, and you're going to drive a bus through the centre in Newcastle. Really? You're not. You'll get to nearly the centre in Newcastle.
And then stop.
And then you're going to stop and you're walking the rest of the way. Or you're going to get carried the rest of the way by the fans on a big chair going through the middle. What they've done, they've rented out a field and kind of ticketed the event.
Yeah.
Just teed me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I was one of 257,000 yesterday waiting for tickets.
Yeah. It's the story of fucking life these days, waiting for tickets. You can't get... Ever since the Oasis thing, like everybody getting in queues on Ticketmaster for it, ever since that,
Everyone wants
it's
to.
now impossible to get tickets for anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? These talk like Stevie Wonder gets announced. Like, you're in a queue of fucking
thing is, though,
300,000.
The thing is, you're completely excluding...
I couldn't even go see Limp Bizkit last week.
I know. If you ever go try get tickets for Limp Bizkit, just get them me and I will give you the money. I'll come with you.
I tried.
If at any point. Because I just...
The only gig I've got a chance of seeing is bloody Tangerine Dream in a couple of weeks.
I got Ethan playing Nuki. I got Ethan
Nice.
singing Nuki the other day. And he was in rolling and going like that. Rolling. Poof. Yeah, I think it's great, but let's not forget, everyone, football's a working man's game.
Yeah.
It's a working class sport. Let's not kill it now with trying to turn it into a corporate event. And that's what's happening. Now, if you're a kid that's got useless parents, now football... No. Let's hear me out here. Football throughout time, since its first began, is littered with amazing football players that were just... I played football because I had nothing else to do in life. No one cared. I went to school, came home, parents were drunk. I had nothing to do, and me and me football, I went out and played football with my mates every night. I used to watch the game over the top of the wall. Yeah, it's a familiar story, isn't it? I used to watch the game from over the top of the wall. I used to creep in and try and get into the football matches. The crowd used to...
Vale Car Park.
It's littered. No, but it's littered with stories like that. But those stories are going to become less and less and less. And things like adolescence are going to become more and more, because what we're doing, we're closing off the access to the children and giving it to the responsibility of the adults. And the adults aren't taking any responsibility for themselves because they're too busy reeling. So that's we're back to adolescence. We've done full 360.
Yeah, nice.
I've figured out what I was trying to say in the first couple of minutes of the bloody show.
Yeah.
Do you see... It's not individual parents that are letting children down. It's everybody who's letting children down.
Well, that was deep.
Yes.
That's a Cleonism right there. That is, man.
It is.
We should get that engraved on something.
It is.
But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, society.
It is. It is. I can knock on anyone's door and go, "Oh yeah, what have you done with your kids this week?" And they'll go, "Oh, I've done loads with them." And I'll go, "What have you done?" "Oh, tell me what you've done."
Go on, tell me.
"I took him to this club." "Oh, right, yeah. It started at 7 and it went till 8. "Did it?" "Yeah." "Go on then, what did you do?" "Well, I sat in my car reeling while they were doing
Well,
the
they
club."
were in the club.
"Oh, right. So then what did you do?" "Well, on the way home we stopped and got a McDonald's." "Oh, did you?" "Yeah, that was amazing." And then when we got home, I made sure that they were bathed and I made sure that all the clothes were done, and it was all... Just stop the shit. Stop talking shit, everyone. What you've done, you've chucked your kids into a car, You've pulled up outside somewhere. You've kicked them out. You've done nothing there apart from pay for something. You don't get recognition for that. That's what you should be doing. That's ignorance. You've got to the club. You've just walked your kids in, and then you've sat there on your little device. You've not engaged the kids. The kid keeps looking over to you, going, "Mum, are you paying? Dad, are you No. Oh, sorry, they're updating Facebook. Does that for an hour. Then you get them in the car. On the way home in the car, you call through the McDonald's drive-through. You just chuck the food at them in the back of the car. Yeah, kids.
Not even taking them in.
Not even taking them in. Yeah, kids, have this food thrown at you in the back. Yeah. Then you rip them home. Do that. And then you go, right, your bath and everything else. I've done a great job there. I have high five parents. You've done nothing apart from run a bath.
Mm-hmm. You've done what's expected of you as,
You've
as
done
a parent.
The bare,
you've cleaned them.
You've done the bare fucking minimum.
When my kids used to have swimming lessons, and when I used to take Little into her swimming lesson, when I changed jobs and my missus' hours changed and whatnot, it got a little bit awkward to get her to the lesson in time because I don't drive, as you know. But I worked out a way of doing it. I worked out a way, like a feasible way of like, right, this is how we can do it, and we're either going to be really early or a little bit early, but we're still going to be early. So what we'll do, okay, I know what we're going to do here. Then plan the bus route and everything, blah, blah, blah. We get down there. When she was in a swimming lesson, I went upstairs in the viewing area, like this is at Fenton, and I used to sit on the very front row, like, and I would watch the lesson.
Yeah.
I'd watch the lesson. My phone would be in my pocket. I'd watch the lesson, like, and every now and then, she'd look up to see if I was watching it. I'd give her a thumbs up. I'd watch what was going on. And then, when she'd finished, I could come downstairs and I could talk to her about the lesson. Be like, oh, what was that thing you did when, what did she tell you to do when you were doing that flip or whatever? And we'd talk about the lesson. Now, there was a brief kind of crossover period where Biggin was still having his swimming lessons as well, but his were later on in the evening. So what I used to do then is, because with it being in Fenton, it was like, right, we need to get something to eat. What's the closest thing to Fenton Manor?
McDonald's.
Macca's. So we'd have a walk up to Macca's and we'd go in. No, none of this drive-through bollocks like. We'd go in and we'd order the food and we'd sit at the table and we'd talk. We'd have a conversation while we were eating, and we'd talk about school and we'd talk about the lesson and we'd talk about whatever. And then we'd walk back down to Fenton Manor where Biggin would turn up for his lesson, and then because there was still a leisure swim on, and she used to swim for free because she had the lessons there. She could, like, some of her mates were still there, so they could all jump back in and have a swim if they wanted, or they used to sit upstairs. There was some tables and stuff, and they'd sit around the tables and play games or whatever, so she'd have a bit of time with friends as well, while we were watching Adam. But it's all about that engagement, you know what I mean? It's okay taking your kids to a club or whatever, but if you're not engaging with them while they're at that club, you might not be able to engage with them. It might be like, come pick them up in an hour. That's fine, but don't say like you've took them to a club as if you've spent the hour with them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You haven't spent the hour with them. It's great that you're taking them to clubs. That's perfect. But don't make out like you've done the work.
What did my mate used to say? What did he say? I've spent all the day washing.
Spent all the day washing.
How the fuck have you spent all the day washing? How does anyone spend all the day washing? In 2025, 24, 22, 21, 2019,
Like
18, 17, 16,
dishes
15,
or
14.
clothes.
Clothes. 15, 14. How do you spend the day washing clothes?
I mean,
if you've got a washboard,
yeah.
You're washing the clothes.
I've been washing up all day. Well, you haven't. Even on a quick wash, you've still done nothing for half an hour.
There's still a point where... Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
It's like, what does my daughter love saying this? What are you doing today? I'm spending the day cleaning my room. The room's 8 foot by 8. There's a massive bed in the middle of it, for one.
What are you cleaning?
What exactly are you cleaning? Well, we need a massive sort out. Of what?
There's nothing in there.
There's nothing in there. I can get 2 cleaners in a mansion that's 11 bedroomed and clean our entire thing head to toe in a fucking day. Deep clean. What are you cleaning, beautiful daughter? That takes a deep clean.
Do you know what, though,
And
man?
then I go, let me in and give you an hand. And she's like, no, I'll be out in an hour.
It's difficult. These young uns, they've got to make difficult decisions, Cleon. You know what I mean? It takes a day.
What?
It takes a day
Oh,
for them to clean the rooms.
It takes a day.
These young uns,
You've
like,
got to at least update like
you've
different
gotta-
things 40 times.
the thought process that goes into it. You know, oof.
Into what? Into what thought? Oh, God almighty. Oh, Nico, the
You're,
doctors, I've got mental illness.
Your daughter's adorable, and I'm always going to stick up for her.
No.
So you-
No, I tell you now, she's on wafer thin ice. That girl is.
She's a wafer thing.
She's on wafer thin. She's on complete thin ice. She is. If she does not clean her room today, I am 90% sure I will burn it down.
Yeah, don't do that.
You don't want me. Trust me. Do you know what my method is of cleaning a room?
Lighter fluid.
No.
Woof.
This is my method
And now
of
we start
cleaning a
again.
room.
Bin bag.
Everything looks pretty much rubbish in here. It's on the floor. You can't really care about it anyway. Bin.
Bin.
Like, if I was cleaning this room, see all of that?
Yeah, bin.
Bin.
Yeah, that's all where it needs to go as
All
well.
of that?
I just ain't got around to it.
Bin. Like, the only thing that'd survive is, like, the cool electrical things that
cool
were in here.
electrical things, yeah.
I'd be like, that looks mint, that does. I'll do that.
No, really, yeah. You are 100% right. It's just getting the bin bag in here.
Done in 30 minutes.
There's the problem.
Done in 30 minutes.
It gets overwhelming.
No, I'm an aggressive cleaner.
I am an aggressive cleaner when I get my head on me. So I've got to have that head on me to do it. Once I start, there's no fucking stopping me. And it's like, bin bags, I need another bin bag. Like, and it's like, don't even try and get it in the bin outside. It's going in your car, we're going to tip.
Yeah.
I found myself.
I'm not going to bake a pile of bin bags for us to then take it up there tomorrow and No.
Yeah,
It's going. The tip. Stop.
Bag of toys.
This is something
massive.
else.
Something else when I'm deep cleaning the kids' room, and it's like, what's going on with this bag of toys? I don't know. You've got 5 minutes to decide what's going on with this bag of toys before it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't want them. Sound message. Anybody want this bag of toys?
No. The
Same thing. You've got 10 minutes to reply.
The thing is, what all these websites that have come out like Vinted.
Yeah.
Like, what's this? The Hoarder's Paradise website. I'm just going to save all of my little bits and crannies. I'm going to put them then in another fucking bag of stuff, and then I'm going to make another pile of rubbish, and I'm going to wait for someone on Vinted go, I'll give you 25p for that. I'll do one better. I'll give you 5. I'll put it in the bin right now.
If it's fast turnaround, I don't mind. I've done it with T-shirts before, not with Vinted, but with Facebook Marketplace. I've had, like, rock and metal T-shirts and stuff
Yeah.
And where I've lost weight or gained weight or whatever, and I'm just having a clothes sort out. And I'll go, okay, right, I've got five T-shirts, and I'll whack them on Marketplace for a tenner. Like, a couple of quid each.
Yeah.
And if they haven't gone within 48 hours, I take the listing down and they go to a charity shop.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll give it 2 days. And if nobody wants them after 2 days, then I'll take them to a charity shop. Done. Like, and generally, because I'm not asking like a tenner a T-shirt, and it's a tenner for the. I've had people messaging me going, hey, mate, is this right? £10 for the 5 T-shirts? Yes. Why are they so cheap?
I'll give you 5 quid.
I don't want them in my house anymore. That's why. Somebody else might be able to get use out of them. If not, I'll take them to a charity shop.
Yeah.
And they go, sound, are you in today? Yes. Have you got any more? Shitloads.
Yeah.
Do you want?
How many do you want? I'll do a collection.
How many do you want? Give me an extra £5. Like, get them out of my fucking house. Baby clothes, that's the one. When your kids are small.
Wife did me head in with that stuff.
We had a chain of where we worked at the time. There was a chain of staff members that all had babies in very quick succession.
Yeah.
And obviously, when babies are small, like 3 months makes a massive difference. You know what I mean? So, like, if you've had a baby and then 3 months later somebody else has had a baby, you can pass all your clothes for that baby onto new baby.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a size difference. You can't do that when they're both 18. It's like, they're the same size. So there was like 2 bin bags of clothes that went like around work.
Do you know something?
I remember going in and just saying, I fucking run out of clothes. How did he get through so many clothes? And then I remember one of the old waitresses coming in with a bin bag going, do you want these? Seriously, get them out of my house.
Honestly,
Sound, thank you.
I find women around childbirth amazing. Absolutely amazing. But it riled me up no end. Because I spent a small smegging fortune on those bloody clothes. And I do mean a small fortune. You know, the Moses baskets and all of that stuff. I went out and went proper, like, daddy. And got all this stuff. I was like, so proud of me little bad self. And then the baby's born, it outgrows it. And then we go, we'll just give it away. And I was like, what?
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 You'll do what?
What do you mean?
What do you mean you'll give them away?
But it's not really... Women helping other women isn't really for anything for us to get involved in. So it was all kind of just shut up and run with it, Cleon. And I was like, oh my God, I can't really say anything. But one thing I was amazed by how much women support each other in that moment. If a kid hasn't got anything, or if a kid's short of anything, they'll ask another lady and they'll help their friend out. I think that's the only time women really come together around motherhood. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I just thought it was great, but it also at the same time made me want to go crazy.
It's there, isn't it? Like, but then again, the amount of clothes that we went through, it was just like, it's going to take too long to try and get something back for these. Let's just give them to somebody who needs them.
I agree. But one thing that really riled me up is we got rid of all Bo's stuff, like the Mosey basket and everything else. Then what did she do? She went and got pregnant, didn't she?
Oh, bloody... What's
Ethan,
she playing at? What is she playing at? Going and getting pregnant.
Then she's gone and got pregnant again. I'm talking like I wasn't a party to this.
Yeah.
And then what's Nobed got to do?
See,
He's got to go out and get all the same stuff again.
We kept anything that we could potentially reuse if we had another kid. We kept. So, Moses basket, pushchair, all that kind of stuff.
I don't know if it was the case with the Moses basket.
But clothes... Like, nah, gone. Get them out my house. There's shitloads of them. There's too many. Go. Give them to somebody who needs them. Go. I don't care. But what if they, like, just sell them for money? Don't care. Get them out my fucking house. Like, go for it. I remember I gave the bloody cot bed away when they outgrew the cot bed. Like, one of my mates was having a kid and didn't have anything. And I'm like, do you want this cot bed? He's like, how much? I'm like, fucking have it. Just get it out of my house. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. And mate, it's gone through 2 kids. Like, it's pretty battered in all fairness. Like,
oh no.
Just take it. Just take the fucking cot bed. And he's like, mate, that's proper helped me out. That has. When we first moved into this house, my mate Steve gave me his sofa and matching chair. Right? He was having a new one.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But when we turned up to collect it, he hadn't got his new one yet. He'd paid for it. It just hadn't been delivered. It wasn't coming for another couple of weeks. We didn't know that. And I'm like, dude, you won't have anything to sit on. And he went, yeah, it's fine. We've got deck chairs. We'll just use them for a couple of weeks. I'm like, you can't do that. I'll come and get them in 2 weeks when your new ones come. He went, no, you won't. Take them.
Yeah.
Take them.
Please.
Take them. It's fine. Go out. You need them. It's your first house. You need them. Go take them. It's fine. And then he's like, do you want a fridge? Yeah.
What did matter? I can never have second-hand chairs now.
The fucking... The generosity of people sometimes, man, it's just like, it's amazing.
Can't have second-hand chairs. Do you know why?
Does it bad for your posterior? I don't know.
No. Have you seen The Conjuring 2?
No,
I
haven't.
made to sit through a horror movie.
No.
I don't like horror movies just because of this reason.
Okay.
Like, I'll watch something and it'll just stay with me.
Yeah, so now you don't want second-hand chairs.
No, I don't want second-hand chairs because someone could have died in them once.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, brought that subject down, didn't I?
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
And yeah, anyhow,
Get out of my house.
it's been we have had football this week.
Oh shit, have we? I was just about getting ready to wrap it up.
No, we have had football.
Oh,
international,
international,
this week.
yeah.
It's international break. It's been Thomas Tuchel's first game in charge as England manager. Bear with me, seeing as it's the England team. It's been Thomas Tuchel's first game in charge of England. And how did England get on? Was it 1-0 or 2-0?
I don't fucking know.
It was 2-0. We played Albania.
What day was it on?
Friday.
Was it? I was just looking there. Oh, yeah, it's there. 2-0.
With goals from Louis Skelly and Harry Kane.
Oh, God, he can score when he's not in a tournament.
He can score when
Hey?
he's not.
Fucking dick.
With the first cap going to Newcastle defender Dan Burn, who, like we said earlier on in this pod, has had a great week. Things that are happening this
Vale
week.
won.
Vale did. Oh, did Vale? Oh,
Yeah.
Vale did win. They scored in the last minute, I do believe.
Yeah, it takes him up to 4th now.
Takes us up to 4.
Fuck's sake.
Did Stoke play yesterday, or
No,
were
no.
they on international break?
International break for the championship.
International break for the championship. No, they won 1-0 at Morecambe, didn't they?
I think was it a last minute goal as well?
89th minute.
Yeah. So we're equal on points with Wimbledon.
Wimbledon.
It's
With Ronan
fucking close,
Curtis.
man. What are Walsall playing at? They had it wrapped up.
It's this division. It's weird.
What's going on, man?
It is this division. It is weird.
How many games are left?
Let me have a look in the league table.
10-ish.
10 games left
Ish.
to wrap it up. 64. There you go. We can get an automatic promotion there.
Yeah.
Wimbledon have messed up. Bradford
That'd be
are
nice.
not too good away. We could still win the thing here.
All right, let's not.
64. They've got a game in hand over everyone above them. 67 if they win.
Just looking at the
They're only
championship.
3
man.
points. If they win the game in hand, they're only 3 points ahead of the team above them.
I'm just looking at the bottom of the championship as well.
Right.
Stoke and Cardiff on 39, Derby on 38.
Let's do what we like doing on the show every single week at this moment in time, and that is our favourite pastime, which is laugh at Stoke.
There you go.
There you go.
I just laughed at him.
Stoke 20. Oh my days.
Yeah.
Stoke 20th in the table, locked on games, all on the same games as 38. 22nd, which is your relegation, is 38 points. 21st, which is Cardiff, who do have a massive goal difference, minus goal difference over under Stoke, and Stoke are above on 39. So Derby win, Cardiff win, Stoke are in relegation.
Mm-hmm.
Luton have still got a very big possibility of pushing through towards the end.
Yeah, there's a chance.
Coventry, for me, are the most improved side in that league. I think
Yes.
Frank Lampard's gone in there and he's done an amazing job.
Yeah.
An absolutely amazing job. Turns out the man can manage.
The man can manage.
I saw a T-shirt that'd suit you well.
Okay.
I'm not getting bald, I'm just getting more head.
That's very clever.
Yes.
I like that a lot.
Like it?
I like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I have noticed, speaking of that, I'm going to very, very quickly touch on this.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of people are actually repping the Friar Tuck cut at the moment. Like, so
Yeah.
you know the bald patch at the back?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people who are just embracing that bald patch.
Yeah.
And letting the hair grow out and walking around with the Friar Tuck.
No idea what's going on, mate.
No idea at all. Shave your head.
I think we're in
Fuck's
that
sake,
weird
guys.
late 80s, early 90s hairstyle time in
Shave
retro,
your fucking
but
head.
we don't notice because we're still very much stuck in the late 90s, early 2000s.
You got two options at this point, all right? You got when your Friar Tucks come in, you got two options.
Go on, bow
Right.
forward, let's have a look.
It's nearly there. Oh,
Oh, come on,
microphone, man.
bow forward,
near-
let's have a look at where we are, because you're quite tall, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Close.
you're close.
It's close.
You're not there yet.
It's very close. There's two options at this point.
Sorry, reflection.
All right, fucking get plugs, get a transplant, get plugs, whatever they're fucking called, or shave your head. There are your
shave
two
it.
options. Go turkey and get it fucking filled in, or shave your head. What's
It's
the
not
deal?
odd,
with the,
is it?
What's the deal with the fucking Friar Tuck? There's a darts player, I can't remember his name, Callum something, and it's the biggest fucking
Is
comb
it?
over you have ever seen. He is blatantly like bald on top.
He's just
and
not
it's just
embracing it.
and he's let the side of his hair grow so long that he can get this kind of bouffant comb over on the go, and it's so obvious. Like, I think there's birds nesting in it. It's just like, it's fucking massive. It's like, shave your head, mate, for fuck's sake. It doesn't matter if it makes you look like a big overgrown baby, just shave your fucking head. Wear an hat. Wear a teeny weeny beanie.
Are you, are you ready for the best sentence I
knew
heard?
that.
I've heard a great sentence today in Morrison's.
Come.
To a point I even clapped.
Okay.
I went and got oatcakes, didn't I,
Yeah.
before here? We had a beautiful oatcake before. And a coffee. And one of the ladies behind the bar went, "You'll never guess what happened last night." And she went, "What?" And there were two young girls. My brother came in with two birds, and the first one woke me up on the way home, and then the second one woke me up on the way home. And I went, "Tell your brother he's a leg end."
Yeah. Tell your brother. Good lad.
Good lad.
Good lad.
Keep up the good work.
Keep up the good work. You're rapping.
You're styling and profiling.
Rapping the gentleman of the land. You know.
This is your area. This is your world. We're just living in it, my brother.
Our time has been and gone. It's now your duty to hold this mantle.
just made me go, wow. I just went, he's had a great night, hasn't he? She goes, yes, he has, but I haven't had a good night's sleep.
It's not about you, Duck.
I was like, it's not about this story, Duck.
It's not about you at all.
You're not the main character here.
You're not the main character. Get a grip. Fuck's sake. Anyway.
And also a rather large over amount of people in dressing gowns in Morrison's this morning.
Ooh.
Why is that a thing? People have
Stoke. I've noticed as well, out and about in public, there's a lot of people that look like they're wearing pajama bottoms, but they're actually not. They're like tracksuit bottoms, but they just look like pajama bottoms.
You're not pulling off a fleece and saying that. You know those fleecy trousers.
At this point, just wear pajama bottoms if you're going to do it. Just do it.
Do you know those big, massive fleeces?
Yeah.
Yeah, stop that in public as well, guys. They're for sitting on the sofa.
Yeah. Yeah, the girls have got one each. Don't
go rocking out like where are we going? We're going shopping in them. No.
Yeah. I don't get it.
No, not for me, mate. Not for this sausage.
Just a little bit of class, isn't it? Like, just a little bit of self-respect.
Yeah. If you're walking down the street in a pair of flip-flops and... If you're walking down the street in a pair of flip-flops and a fleece while flicking through your phone, you've gone wrong at the lights.
Something's something's not right there.
Stop it, people.
Just stop it. Yeah, take your dressing gown off, put a nice jacket on.
Just put anything on.
Anything.
Or just rock out just enjoy yourself. just
quote unquote Sunday best.
Get your Sunday best out. Just pride it out a little bit. But no, an absolutely amazing week for me. Newcastle won, which wrapped up last week really well on the Sunday. Bets came in. I took control of Norton yesterday.
Yep.
We haven't spoke about that. So manager of Norton, the team that we run, or the team that I run with my brother Mitchell. Mitchell decided to have a day off. His daughter was in a concert. And she was amazing in the concert. She was in the School of Rock. Little wee curly haired girl, little guardy. Singing all the hits of School of Rock. Hard rock to the mountain. Kids alone. And all that jazz. It's amazing. She did that while Mitch was watching, and I got to channel my inner Eddie Howe. And I did this with a plum. I used the word aplomb. So what we did, we put out a different team to what we normally do. I played a formation that I enjoy playing, and we won 6-2.
Yeah,
would have been 6-1, but it was a dodgy penalty towards the end.
Can't win them all.
I spent last night in a permanent high. Just one, because my brother wasn't there, and he's my little baby brother, and this is his football team. As much as we both run it.
Yeah,
he's still the manager of the football team, whereas I do the stuff above. So it's they're his players, it's his football team as much as I'm there anyway. So when I got there, I was like, I can't fuck this up. I cannot smeg this up. Mm-hmm. So it was purely a case of I've just got to get this bang on right. So when the sixth goal went in, you imagine my week. Newcastle winning the bets, then doing the Norton thing for a week, the sixth goal going in. I'm standing there going, I've been really lucky this week. I have, actually. I think it's time to crack on. So yeah, really, really good win. There was also a couple of ultras at Norton singing "We're Norton, We're Naughty" and various other football songs. "Walking in a Norton Wonderland," which was also a song which was sang by, well, two guys, to be honest, who were both smashed. But it added such a giggle to the day. Shaking the players' hands as they were coming off the pitch. I've not seen football like that from anyone over the years. Absolutely amazing. Some of the best football I've seen. And the great thing was as well, it kind of harmonised a lot of the players, got a lot of character in. And I think it may have been needed for Mitch to have that week off.
Cool.
Yeah. So absolutely,
Yeah.
high as a kite from 4 o'clock yesterday when the football finished. Just skipping round.
It's a good week, man. It's a really good week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm chuffed. That's Do you know, it's been
dieting next week.
Oh God. Yeah.
I know, I've got to do all healthy stuff next week.
Do you know what, actually? It's a good shout, really.
I am,
mate.
I need kicking from Monday now. I was supposed to be kicking in today. I've just nailed 2 oatcakes while I'm sitting here, so that's gone out the window and I'm going to a cake shop.
I do need to do something with my life.
So
get rid of this.
I do need to kick in, so I'll get up. I'll have a nice early night tonight, and I'll get up good and early and beast myself and get it cracking.
Cool as fuck.
And coming up, we will have visual presentation. Yes, we will. You will see our beautiful faces soon online.
Yeah, I might even shave or something.
Yeah, we got to look all right.
Not proper shave. Not proper shave.
We'll sort the coordination.
I've been growing this bad boy out for a couple of weeks now.
I've had a thought. We'll get good and prepared for Thursday, so I'm thinking Wednesday night.
Oh bloody hell!
Oh dear, it's okay. I've wrote it all out. We're ready to go.
I am actually booked in for a trim.
Oh yeah,
but it's Thursday afternoon.
Okay, that'll be after.
So it'll be after. So pointless, really. Right.
Do you want me Friar tuck you? You look like the game.
What, with the shaved head? Oh, thanks, man. Like the game.
Yeah.
Like the fat years.
No.
The retired years. Can't lift the weights anymore because my heart's going to go pop. But I still love cheeseburgers years. Is that what we're going for here?
We aren't even there in his career yet.
Yeah, no.
You would. It'd work.
He's a specimen of a human. Is the game. He's still jacked.
From a year.
Do you know who else is jacked?
Who?
Really fucking jacked? Stephen Graham. Spotted that in the adolescence.
Yeah,
he's fucking...
Well,
he's
he did that while he was shooting for adolescence.
Did he do the boxing one?
He was doing 1,000 cuts, wasn't he?
Yeah, whatever it's called.
Is it 1,000 cuts, 1,000 punches, 1,000?
Yeah, the Cockney old school boxing one.
What guys are?
We're
doing something for Disney, aren't we? We're from
London.
London.
We're from London, innit?
Apples and
pears.
Dog and bow, hey, geezer.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they don't talk like that in London no more. They'll talk like that, innit?
They'll talk like that, innit?
Yeah, blood.
Any blood, yeah. Okay, let's wrap it up. We're done. We're done now, Cleon.
Oh, we're done?
We're done, yeah.
You're kicking me out.
I'm not kicking you out, but I need to edit this at some point.
I need to go.
It's already 7 hours long.
I need to go buy a coffee.
Big thank you to everybody that listens week in and week out. You guys are awesome. Do not forget to give us a like, follow, subscribe on whatever your favourite podcast platform is. We're available wherever podcasts are available, and we're also all over social media. On Instagram, it's Up the Trent Podcast, and on everything else, it's Up the Trent. We're on Facebook, YouTube. Well, we're on YouTube now. We've got a YouTube channel.
I've seen it. It's beautiful.
Facebook, YouTube, X, Blue Sky. All of them, Up the Trent. Instagram is Up the Trent Podcast. You guys are awesome. And we will see you next time.